Stop for a moment and listen carefully, because what you're about to do with your money could define the next 20 years of your life. Right now, millions of people believe buying a home is still the safest path to wealth. That belief in 2026 is about to become extremely dangerous, especially in 5 specific U.S. states. This is not fear-mongering. This is not opinion. This is math, incentives, and economic reality. We are heading into a housing correction that most people are completely unprepared for, not because prices will fall everywhere, but because capital is fleeing bad systems. And housing prices always follow capital. The data is already warning us. Unfortunately, most buyers are listening to people who benefit from selling optimism, not truth. Let me be very clear. Home prices do not only go up, they go up when population grows, businesses expand, and taxes stay manageable. When those fundamentals reverse, real estate turns from an asset into a liability very quickly. I didn't build wealth by hoping. I built it by demanding cash flow, return on capital, and risk-adjusted logic. If an asset doesn't pay you to own it, you don't own it, you carry it. I've lived through every major crash since the 1980s. The pattern is always the same. People buy emotionally at the top, then panic when liquidity disappears. What I'm giving you today is the same framework institutions use, but simplified, so regular people can protect themselves. The core rule you must understand: when you buy real estate, you are not just buying a house. You are buying into state tax policy, regulatory risk, migration trends, business confidence, government debt, long-term liquidity. Ignore these factors, and appreciation becomes a fantasy. Now let's talk about the 5 states where these fundamentals are breaking down. 1. California. California is no longer hostile only to businesses, it is hostile to capital itself. The problem is not weather or culture, the problem is cost structure. Between income taxes, property taxes, insurance premiums, especially fire risk, regulatory delays, and maintenance, ownership costs are exploding faster than rents can rise. From an investment perspective, the cap rates are broken. In healthy markets, investors demand 6–8% returns. In major California metros, net returns often fall below 2%, sometimes negative. That means owners are subsidizing tenants while hoping appreciation saves them. But appreciation depends on demand, and demand depends on people staying. So California has experienced sustained net outmigration, especially among middle and upper income earners, the exact people who buy homes. Add massive unfunded pension liabilities and rising insurance withdrawals, and the risk becomes structural, not cyclical. In 2026, forced sellers will appear and prices will adjust downward to meet reality. State 2, New York, especially NYC and suburbs. New York's housing market is quietly tied to something most buyers ignore: commercial real estate. Office buildings are under stress. Remote work is permanent for many industries. As those buildings struggle or default, city tax revenue falls. When revenue falls, governments raise taxes, property taxes. Homeowners become the backstop. Add high HOA fees, rent control laws, and rising maintenance costs, and ownership turns illiquid fast. New York housing survives on prestige and legacy belief, not yield. In an environment where buyers can work remotely and earn the same income elsewhere, that belief is weakening. Liquidity risk, not price, is the biggest danger here. 3. Illinois, Chicago. Illinois faces a problem math cannot solve easily: pension debt. The state has promised more money than it can ever realistically pay without aggressive taxation. Property taxes already consume a shocking percentage of home value annually, and they are likely to rise further as population declines. When people leave, the remaining residents shoulder more of the burden. That creates a feedback loop. higher taxes, more exits, higher taxes again. From an opportunity cost perspective, capital trapped in Illinois real estate massively underperforms alternatives, investments. Owning here is not leverage, it's exposure. State 4, New Jersey. New Jersey combines extreme property taxes with shrinking affordability for many households. Property tax payments now rival an entire second mortgage. This suppresses appreciation because future buyers calculate monthly cost, not just price. Remote work has removed New Jersey's biggest advantage. Proximity to New York. Without that anchor, the numbers no longer justify the premium. High taxes act like gravity. Prices eventually fall to compensate. State 5, Massachusetts, Boston area. Massachusetts remains strong culturally and academically, but capital follows incentives, not prestige. Recent tax increases targeting high earners matter because high earners are the marginal buyers at the top of the housing market. When the top weakens, the entire price ladder shifts downward. Boston's price to rent ratios already imply very low yields, often below risk-free treasury returns. In 2026, as investors rotate into safer, higher-yield alternatives, liquidity in this market will dry up, and illiquid markets punish sellers brutally. Picture: there are states that respect capital and states that extract from it. In the next phase of the cycle, the difference will matter more than ever. The era of easy money is over. Rates are staying higher, governments are stretched, and buyers will become far more selective. Smart strategy going forward is simple. Rent where living is expensive. Invest where numbers work. Follow migration, not headlines. Demand cash flow, not hope. If you want to survive, and even grow, through the next correction, you must stay mobile, disciplined, and unemotional. Because real estate doesn't care what you believe, it only cares about math.